Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. And guess what? I am your fill-in host, Kelli Hawkins. I hope everyone is doing fine today. Like it started out raining this Sunday, but it's cleared out and everything. And hey, today we have a special show for you because we are kind of like reversing the tables. So remember how last week I was just like a sit-in guest host. Well, now I am the host, and I am actually interviewing the actual host. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Mr. Scribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the building. Good afternoon.
We are vibing with Mr. Scribe today. I have the honors of actually doing the show with Mr. Scribe. It is always a fun time with Mr. Scribe. Mr. Scribe, how you been?
I've been doing well, been traveling this summer, took a couple of different excursions. So my summer's been kind of busy going back and forth. So far my summer's been good. Still working remotely. That's going excellent as well. My manager, the workflow. So things are coming together and I'm just enjoying life.
Yeah, I know you've been traveling because I wanted you on my show and you weren't in town. So, I mean, look, it's always good to travel because, sometimes just remaining idle, you know, it kind of takes a lot out of you. Traveling keeps you vibrant, it keeps you young, it keeps you busy. So kudos to you and
That's
your
one thing
your beautiful wife.
we do. That's one thing we've done ever since even from dating and then early in our marriage, we take a trip every year. Even if it's a driving trip or going somewhere, we try to always do that, like you said, that getaway, because you need to that recharge, refresh, and being a creative, just going to different things, experiencing different things helps me when it comes to my writing. So that's always a good thing.
Oh, that's definitely always a good thing because that, and that's another thing that we wanted to tap into today. Um, you know, life experiences gives you something to actually elaborate on paper. With you being into poetry, how has that transcended your poetry, your ability to write?
Well, the funny thing about it is, I didn't start writing until I was over 50 years old. So before that, it wasn't really part of my life experience. I was just living life, doing the things that I was doing. But at 51, I just started, the poetry just started to come. And a lot of it was based on my life, my past life experiences, and then what I was experiencing as the poetry was being created. So it was things I was going through in that moment, but a lot of it I drew from when I grew up, my early years, all the way up through now. So you know what they say, Kelly, it's never too late to have certain things take place in your life. So I'm just happy and glad that that was something that was gifted to me because I know it didn't come from me. It was gifted to me by God to be able to do this and to, have people come to me and share things with me. So that kind of validated, okay, this you've been given this gift and seeing the result of that, okay, that I know it's there for a purpose.
Always there for a purpose. Because I think, when it comes to now that I realize, okay, so let me tell you something, Mrs. Scribe. I always wondered what my niche was. You know, I tried everything. I was in choir throughout school. I even tried my hand at sports at one point, but I always tried to find my niche, and I found it later on in life.
Right.
So it's not uncommon. In fact, I think sometimes when you're more seasoned, you're actually able to bypass some of the riffraff that you will run into as someone younger. And so that brings me to our verse for today. I think this is gonna, fit perfectly. So our verse for today comes from Isaiah 41:10, and it reads, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." So what do you think about that, Mr. Scribe?
That right there is a perfect. See, you got that. Holy Spirit came to you. You got so yeah. No, that one, that verse is very much speaks to kind of my journey. To speak to that, because there was a time I was there, got away from it as we sometimes do, and then full pivot back to the faith, back to the belief, back to leaning on Him as well. So yeah, thanks, Angee. That was a great job, and that was a perfect verse. So maybe Kelli might be the host, Angee. Maybe on, so you never know. Because she's doing a great job. So I'm glad you chiming in, Miss Scott. Appreciate you.
She gonna give you some demerits.
No, I see when my mouth opens and that stuff comes, I already know. I know, Angee, this is gonna be that either the after show or I'll get a call during the week. So,
We are just having a good time here
yes.
on the Real Level Up show today. We are talking to Mr. Scribe, who is actually one of the hosts of the show. Um, Unbeknownst to probably a few people, Mr. Scribe has 4 books out. So before we have like 3 minutes left. So I know that you published your first book in what was it, 2012?
Yep, 2011, 2012 was the first book.
Gotcha. So walk us through that process, because you already know the process that I had to go through. Walk us through that process. Tell us how easy or how hard was that for you?
It came as like a revelation because I was dating somebody at the time. This was a while ago, y'all. Was dating somebody at the time, and the poetry just started. I just wrote them a little simple, the little simple rhyme poetry. Can't remember even that first one that I wrote. And then that relationship ended, and then just came, just going through my regular daily routine. And one day I'm sitting at my desk working my regular, and a title came in my head, and the poetry just flowed out. It's like I had a piece of paper, and I'm just writing, writing, writing. Different titles, different poems, different titles, different poems. And when that process stopped, I had like 200 poems. So I
Wow.
started to share them with, family, friends, things like that, people that would listen to it. And they would say, wow, this is not bad. And a friend of mine who a couple of months ago passed away, her name was Francois or Frances Isaacs. I worked with her back when I was in New York. She said, you know what, you got all this poetry. Have you thought about writing a book? Never occurred to me. So being the internet, the first thing I started to do was, well, I don't really know if these poems are any good. So I started surfing the net, found that there was different poetry groups. So I got the nerve, Kelli, to post one of my poems. And the rule was, if you post a poem, you had to review 2 other ones to make sure that everybody wasn't hogging and just posting. So I posted the first piece, wait, anxious for somebody to respond. And this young lady responded with a positive response. And I still talk to her to this day. She's an excellent poet as well. So when she validated, okay, I might be onto something since I got that feedback. And then from there, it just continued with me researching how to get a book published. And I guess we can get into that after our break.
Yes, yes. So, the show always goes pretty quick. So, when we come back, we're going to dig into the history of Mr. Scribe. And we're also going to dig into our history. We have a little history going on here now that I'm a part of the Real Level Up family. So, when we come back, let's continue our conversation with Mr. Scribe. We'll be right back.
I'ma need more than a weekend. I'ma need you and I, grooving me a minute. I'ma need more than 5. I wanna hear when you're speaking. Show me that you're mine. I'ma need more than a weekend. I hope that you don't mind. I'ma need more than a weekend.
I'ma need more than 2 days. This relation goes just 2 ways. Idle time, no, I'll give you praise. Anything else is just crazy. Sorry for being so lazy. Only one that don't play me. Stitches on just to save me. And got me thinking just maybe we could do this like all week long. I'm listening and then you speak on. You don't want this, oh yes I do. I make room and you move on through. When you speak, I move just like that. And I'm not gonna wait until the weekend, babe. Take it up, take the room you need. I hope in you don't leave. Please give me more than a week. I wanna hear more when you speak. I wanna see more of the peak. You said you the bread, let me eat.
I'ma need more than a weekend. I'ma need you and I, grooving me a minute. I'ma need more than 5. I wanna hear when you're speaking. Show me that you're mine. I'ma need more than a weekend. I hope that you don't mind. I'ma need more than a weekend.
Please give me more than a week. I wanna hear more when you speak. I wanna see more of the peak. You said you the bread, let me eat. Let me eat.
I'ma need more than a weekend.
I'ma need
you and I,
that's what I need.
grooving me a minute. I'ma need more than 5.
I'ma need more than 5.
When you're speaking,
Let me hear
show
you.
me that you're mine.
Show me that you
I'ma
mine.
need more than a weekend.
I'ma need
I hope
more.
that you don't
I hope
mind.
that you don't
I'ma
mind.
need more than a weekend.
I'ma need more, so here I am. If my heart is gonna listen, then here I can. Way beyond what I could believe. I just had to learn to sit and receive. When you speak, I move just like that, and I'm not gonna wait until the weekend back. Take it up, take the room you need. I trust you now, you don't leave. Please give me more than a week.
Justice should be for everyone. Administer Justice is a faith-based organization that has joined with Lakewood Church of Hope to bring legal assistance and, in addition, many other resources to service the community. As believers, serving is a part of who we are in Jesus Christ. For more information, register at www.administerjustice.org.
Hi, my name is Kelli Bryant, and I am the face of a type 2 diabetic. I am also the author of a book series called Numbers that is available on Amazon. Numbers is about how I used a low-carb diet lifestyle to get my numbers into non-diabetic range. I am living proof that it is possible to go from a 16.6 A1C to a 5.2. So let's kick type 2 diabetes one number at a time.
I'm going to give you guys some tough love today. If you have a goal of wanting to lose weight, build muscle, build a booty, whatever it is, and you're not going to the gym or eating enough protein or moving your body enough, progress, but you got to stay consistent with it. You can't just show up once in a while. If you want to lose weight, if you want to see that transformation by summertime and fit in the dress and fit in your jeans and feel hot and sexy, do the work.
Hi, I'm Pat Nash, and I want to speak to you a little bit about dreams, about hope, about maybe giving up or wondering why you haven't moved forward. Someone asked me, how did you get here to be a relationship coach? It actually came out of a need for myself and what I observed looking around after I asked myself a couple of questions. Why was I not doing the things that I wanted to do? Why had I gone through divorce? I realized I was not the only one. You see, there's a lot of us who stopped hoping, who stopped dreaming, who stopped chasing our dreams or going after our dreams because we don't have to chase anything. When we look internally and figure out what it is that's holding us back, the sky's the limit and you don't have to chase anything. You attract it.
Kiss
listening to Level Up with Bob Barrett-Wall from Enter the Diamond.
Hi, this is Tracy Price Corns, author of The Faith to Forgive. Level up each and every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. We look forward to having you join us, ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
My name is Malika of Shared Demands Organizing. Level up each and every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Don't touch that dial.
And welcome back. We are here at the Real Level Up. We are talking to Mr. Scribe. Mr. Scribe happens to be in the guest spot. Like, when does that ever happen? I'm so honored to be the one to sit here and talk to Mr. Scribe. And we also want to recognize the people who have jumped in. So we have your lovely wife. Hey, Linda, how are you? We also have Deborah Daniels in the comment section. Hello, Deborah. Thank you for joining us today. So before we went to our break, we were digging into basically your inspiration behind the process of publishing your first book. So let's continue that conversation because, you know, it's not as easy and it's not as
Seems like we're having some technical things going on. I'm going to try to log off and come back in. Taz? Well, I'm still in the room, so I guess we're trying to work through some technical things going on right now. I see that we're still live.
J-Town.
Yeah. Mike Jesus. Yeah. One time for the independent women that's doing their own thing and killing the boss game. Working all night, pursuing a life change while putting my God first and praising his high name. I say, little mama, don't do that there. But the people hating on you, tell them we don't care. We gon' watch God work as they stop and step, and you'll be coming out the fire with the flawless hair. Yeah. But first you gotta love yourself, cause if you ain't trying to do it, then who else gon' care? Real talk, grab a mirror, gon' look real deep. Come, I got his top notch, he don't make nothing cheap. See, I'm looking for a woman that ain't scared to shine, who is led by a king that is so divine. I took some time to vibe, what I feel is true. A salute to all women that are going through. I love you. Cause I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you. Yeah, I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you. So many women with potential, the mental is on point. Went to school and got the job and you were great, my girl, this right here is your joint. Life is hard, I know true, but you gotta step back, let the Lord be your guidance. He'll lead your path and everything that you ask for, then gon' run a little right. That's right. Go ahead, love, mama, get out your seat. Stand firm and plant your feet. Tell the world you playing for keeps. And I'ma watch you stand tall like a tree. Can't nobody else live your life for you. So tell them all you bout to move. I try to guide us busting through. And ain't nobody gon' stop at you, a chosen few. Cause I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you. I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you.
They said it was wrong to promote me, that I wasn't ready, that I would fail.
Those who have been
betrayed me must pay.
You're the first black agent. Don't be the last.
Revenge is all I have left.
The CIA cannot get involved, so you're on your own.
Aren't we all?
I'm a man who gets what he wants.
Just get me the money. You have 24 hours.
Hello, business owners. This is your fit photographer, Angee Gerard, coming at you with my 2025 campaign. The goal is to promote and empower her enterprise. Yes, the goal is to elevate women of color in business. On March the 1st, we are set to launch this new campaign, and it doesn't matter what your business is. Please contact us at www.andregerardphotography.com to book your consultation. Let's make this an amazing year. Follow me on all social media at Angee Gerard, your fit photographer.
And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release. That's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I want to do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter from the rain. Assist with
Hello, we are back. Hello. We do want to apologize for the little blip there. We had a power outage in my area, so we are back and we are here talking and vibing with Mr. Scribe. So, Mr. Scribe, we were talking about the process that it took to publish your very first book.
Wow, it seems like we're still having difficulties, but I'll continue to speak. After the poetry was done, Kelli, I started researching after I posted on social media, and then my friend said, "Oh, why don't you write a book?" I started researching online what the expense or cost would be to print to get a book published, editing, printing, and stuff. So I went to kind of the major like exhibits and some of the other, I guess, larger companies that publish. So I was kind of deflated when I went to exhibits and saw that to publish a poetry book, it was like $10,000. So I knew I didn't have $10,000. So what happened was, this is the way God works. I got in contact with a friend of mine that I knew. Her name is Beverly Burchett. She's in New York. She's one of my friends from New York. And we just kind of reconnected, catching up. I know her sister, and we started talking. And she says, "Oh, I started my own independent publishing company." And I said, "Oh, well, I've got a collection of poetry, and I was looking based on a friend's recommendation of getting published." She said, "Well, I really do nonfiction and fiction. I've never done poetry, but if you would, send me some of your work and I'll take a look." So I emailed her I just picked, I think, 2 or 3 pieces that I thought was okay. So I emailed her, and a couple of days later she came back, and the funny thing, she's like, "Did you write this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I wrote this." And she felt it was quite good. So we went through the process of, she sent me her contract, I read it over. So we started the process. Now I had to find an editor because she just does the printing of the book, like the binder, the pages, etc., and formats it. So I needed to find, so I went to the friend that suggested that I publish the book because she was an English major, and she graciously, I'll do it for free. So
Wow.
we went through the process. It took about 6 months where she would read through the poetry, edit the book. And once I got to the point where everything was in place, I sent it to Beverly, and Beverly put the book together. I'll show you the first book. I designed the cover of the book, and the title basically came from, I shot pool. Friends and I would get together on Friday nights, we would shoot pool. So I came up with the verbiage, hey, what's in your rotation for this weekend? Oh, we're gonna meet Friday about 7:30. So therefore, the name of the book, Into My Rotation. And basically, I just took the poems, prayed about it, and tried to come up with a concept. And I said, rather than having chapters, I did rotations. First rotation, second, third, and fourth. And each rotation had a theme to each rotation. So for example, looking at the first rotation was spiritual, because that's where a lot of the pieces came from. The second rotation was introspective, poems that kind of looked inside of who I was at that particular time when I was writing. The third rotation was observational. We all can observe things that we see outside of ourselves. So if I saw the state of the world, state of relationships, the state of this, that, the other, I wrote, my poem spoke to that. And then the last part, relationships. So most of the poem, so I was able to put the group of poems in a different category, and that's the basis of the first book.
Gotcha. Well, I wanted to kind of surprise you with that. I purchased your first book, but I'm probably not going to have it until the next show. So now I'm going to have 2 books you're going to have to autograph for me.
Okay. Will do.
I'm excited
Not a
because
problem.
I don't buy poetry. So your books are the first works of poetry that I've ever purchased in my collection, because I like crime, mystery, stuff like that.
That's the thing with poetry. To me, is an acquired taste. Everybody, it's a certain section of readers that really gravitate. People, fiction, nonfiction, crime, science fiction, etc. They don't gravitate to poetry. But thank goodness, Atlanta has a poetry community where there's a lot of different events for spoken word. And by delving into it, there's performance poets, kind of what Malcolm Jamal Warner did, where he would stand in front of a mic, he have his pieces recited, and he would perform his pieces. There's a lot of poets that do that. There's the Maya Angelou's, the Nikki Giovanni's that have their pieces in front of them, and that I'm more of a reciter. When I do my poetry, I have it written out. I don't have the talent to, I guess maybe one day I'll memorize a piece, but there's different niches. And I found that when I've gone out to share my poetry, the audiences have been very receptive, because these are people that like poetry and want to basically listen to people that do it, and they're open to listen to people who do the different types of poetry. I see, how can you win a copy? Wow, that's a really good question. I probably have to have a contest to figure out what kind of thing I can pull together to see. Oh, I got one real quick. First person that, you got your copy coming, Kelly, autograph, so you're good. The first person that finds out where I am on social media and sends me a comment that's watching this show, and I can see it on any one of the platforms. The first comment I see, I will either bring it to them if they're local or mail it to them if they're not. So that's my challenge.
Oh, that's a good challenge.
So anybody that's watching and listening today, I've already put it out there for you. Now, if you come on later in the show, I'm not going to repeat it. What I'm saying now is, on any one of my social platforms that I go to, either today or tomorrow after the show, and the first comment I see regarding having me as a guest on the show will get an autographed copy of my fourth book.
Awesome. So speaking of inspiration, you named all of those poets. Who is your inspiration?
I think I've been reading T.S. Eliot. So color really doesn't matter. It's just how the words resonate with me. Obviously, African American poets, and I've tried different poetic styles. You have sonnets, you have free verse, you have poetries that rhyme in a certain sequence. You have acronyms where the poem title, the first letter of each word. So there's so many different types of poetry. People really don't know. They're just like, I really don't read poetry, but it's so different. Then there's narrative poetry. You can have poetry that reads like a story. So you have so many different types. So it's not like roses are red, violets are blue. That's just a simplistic type. But you have a lot of different poetry that's very intricate, very visual. And as we speak, as a man of faith, we have books of the Bible, Psalms, Ecclesiastes. That's poetry.
Gotcha. I know there are so many different styles of poetry out there. One of the styles that I remember as a child, because back then, I'm not going to tell my age, but back then we did have to, we went into different types of literature as we, as the school curriculum back then.
Right.
And one of the things that stuck out for me was a haiku. Have you ever written a haiku?
I have, and haiku is a Japanese form of poetry. And basically, most of the time, the theme was nature. But I've seen people write haiku about life situations, circumstances, and basically it's really simple. The first line is 5 syllables, the second line is 7, and the other line is 5. So you have to count out the syllables because that's the way that the poem is written. But the main, if you read Japanese haiku, it all has to do with nature. But I've dabbled with that as well. And some of my pieces in my books, I've dabbled in haiku as well.
Gotcha. Were there any, as a child growing up, were there any poems as a child that stuck out to you and you actually reconnected with it as you grew older?
That's the weird part. No, none of that. My reading tended to be like Lord of the Rings type books, the fantasy with the dragons and the imaginary characters and worlds that J.R. Tolkien created. And the books that I read gravitated towards that. So poetry, it had to be like a school assignment or something like that I would actually read poetry. That's why it was a revelation to me after turning 50, I'm writing poetry, because that's not something I saw at all.
Gotcha. So what actually brought you to that point? Because in everyone's life, something brings us to the point of, I am going to step outside of my comfort zone and I'm going to do that. What made you step out of your comfort zone?
Well, to me, that's why I know it's a gift, because when the words or titles came to me, there was nothing that I did. It was just that I could be sitting at my desk or at home or wherever I was, and the title would come. And I'm like, okay. And then after the title, the words would come. And it was just like something was guiding me as I was writing each piece. So a lot of times I would go back and read it, and it's like I knew I wrote it, but as I'm writing it, I'm not really thinking about me writing it. That's why I know that God gifted me with the ability to write poetry, because this is something I never had before. And not really understanding it, I just kept writing. I just kept writing. And at the time where the floodgates opened and I was doing it, I would dream in poetry. Like I would dream a title, and the words, I could see the words in my mind. And if usually you have to get up, get a piece of paper, start jotting stuff down. Or if I'm at my desk and I'm on break, the words would just come and they would just flow out. Now, sometimes they would flow and I didn't have to do any type of redrafting. The words sat the way they were. Other times I would cross out lines, move things around until, oh, okay, that's what it is. Some of the poetry in my first book that I wrote, I only did one draft. I never went back to redo it. Some of the ones, yes, I did. And that's why the editing came in, because when I was working with Fran on the first book, she would say, maybe you need to reword that. I said, no, that's the way the line needs to be, because I had that feeling that's the way I want the line. Or, yeah, I can go back and, now I don't know why I said that, let me take that out. Those are the type of back and forth, but it was just a feeling, not nothing structural or grammatical or anything like that. It's just feelings in reference to kind of connected to God, in reference to, oh, you've given me this gift. Let me conversate with you or have a conversation with you about how the words move. And that's pretty much how it went. And because it came out through my experiences, I was writing poems about my relationships. I was writing poems about how I felt when I woke up in the morning. I was writing poems about family, friends, all these different things, my faith, and all these things came out. So there was no real structure as to, well, I'm gonna write a poetry about trees. It didn't work like that. It just came, I would look at it, wow, it would hit me in a certain way and the words would just come. That's the best way I could describe it.
Wow. I mean, honestly, you know, you're an inspiration to me, because I remember when I first came on to the Real Level Up, it was January 6th of 2019. And I remember I had nothing. I just had my book on Word documents. That's it. And you were basically trying to coach me, you know, into publishing my book. And, you know, that's always stood out for me. So I want everybody to know the type of person that Mr. Scribe is. He's not just who you see on the Real Level Up every Sunday. He is, he's experienced, and he's willing to share knowledge. And a lot of people in the industry are not willing to share anything. So, you know, as me being like a newcomer, you know, coming into the business, you know, back in 2019, that's always stood out for me. And I want to take this time to thank you for your words of encouragement and also your help. So guess what? We're going into another break. Like, why does this show go by so fast?
So quickly.
So when we come back, we are going to continue our discussion with Mr. Scribe. We're going to keep vibing with Mr. Scribe on the Real Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Mike Jesus. Yeah. One time for the independent women that's doing their own thing and killing the boss game. Working all night, pursuing a life change while putting my God first and praising his high name. I say, little mama, don't do that there. But the people hating on you, tell them we don't care. We gon' watch God work as they stop and step, and you'll be coming out the fire with the flawless hair. Yeah. But first you gotta love yourself, cause if you ain't trying to do it, then who else gon' care? Real talk, grab a mirror, gon' look real deep. Cause my God is top notch, he don't make none cheap. See, I'm looking for a woman that ain't scared to shine, who is led by a king that is so divine. I took some time to vibe, what I feel is true. A salute to all women that are going through. I love you. Cause I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you. I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl So many women with potential, the mental is on point. Went to school and got the job, and you were great, my girl. This right here is your joint. Life is hard, I know, true, but you gotta step back, let the Lord be your guidance. He'll lead your path, and everything that you ask for, then gon' run a little right. That's right. Go ahead, little mama, get out your seat. Stand firm and plant your feet. Tell the world you playing for keeps. And I'ma watch you stand tall like a tree. Can't nobody else live your life for you. So tell them all you bout to move. I try to guide us busting through. And ain't nobody gon' stop it, you a chosen few. Cause I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like you. I'm looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like, looking for a girl like.
They said it was wrong to promote me, that I wasn't ready, that I would fail.
Those who have betrayed me must pay.
You're the first black agent. Don't be the last.
Revenge is all I have left.
The CIA cannot get involved, so you're on your own.
Aren't we all?
I'm a man who gets what he wants.
Just get me the money. You have 24 hours.
Hello, business owners. This is your fit photographer, Angee Gerard, coming at you with my 2025 campaign. The goal is to promote and empower her enterprise. Yes, the goal is to elevate women of color in business. On March the 1st, we are set to launch this new campaign, and it doesn't matter what your business is. Please contact us at www.andregerardphotography.com to book your consultation. Let's make this an amazing year. Follow me on all social media at Angee Gerard, your fit photographer.
And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release. That's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter from the rain. Assist with
Hey, this is Nolan Holloway Jr., aka Mr. Scribe, and here's my new collection of poetry, my fourth book, Rhythm Reflections, Echo from the Soul. Now, to get a copy of this book, you can email me at nholloway.scribe@gmail.com or DM me on social media. Never Stop Writing was my publisher. She does excellent work. See Dr. J. Get at me. Peace.
This is George Vincent of Heavenly Deposit and Enter the Diamond. Check out Level Up each and every Sunday. Keep it locked right here.
Hey, this is Kelly Bryan, author of the book series called Numbers, and you are listening to Angee from the B and Vibing with Mr. Scribe. Level up every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m.
My name is Bill Jolly of BillJolly.com. Level up each and every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Don't touch that dial.
Well, hello everyone. We are back. Kind of switch my little setup here.
Oh, nice. I like. Kelly, real quick. Becca asked, did she win? Becca, not on here. I need you to do it on my social media via my email, my Facebook, my Instagram, or my X account. I will be looking at all the places, and the first person I see is going to get the autographed copy. So that's how you win. Back to our show.
So, Mr. Scribe, okay, so let's go back to the first time that I came on to the Real Level Up. So I was looking through your bio while we were on break.
Okay.
And you've been doing this since 2010. Wow. So let me ask you a question. What book were you on when I came on the show for the first time?
When you say, okay, you came on the show in 2019, right?
Yes.
Then I would have been working on my third book, Life Between the Words, when you came on our show.
Gotcha. So, let's go back to the first time that I came on the show. And I remember I was very, very nervous. I was very nervous. Angee was like, yeah, girl, you didn't look nervous. Oh, I was nervous. I was very, very nervous. So let's talk about your how did the Real Level Up, how did your platform help you when it comes to getting your name out there? What type of response did the Real Level Up platform, what does it mean for you?
Well, it's helped me grow as being, online and in front of the camera and being a co-host. But the thing is, when Angee had a show, I think it was under a different name at the time, Angee interviewed me as like what you're doing right now. And I shared, I think at the time she interviewed me, I only had one book out. So that shows you the transition of time. And what it led to is it did lead to some book sales. I wish that, my dream thing is like Oprah or somebody sees my book and just puts it out there that, hey, this book is really good, and it explodes. But the main thing I do is the response that I get from people that have read my book, and they let me know either through personal conversations or they'll tag me on social media how my poem has impacted them. And that's basically it for me. The funding is good, but the books have been written to share my experience, but also to resonate with other people. Because I know I've gone through things that other people have gone through, and I know I've written pieces based on that. So if those pieces can encourage, inspire, or lead someone to want to be a writer, then I've done my job.
And you know what? Honestly, from that first meetup, that you really inspired me. You have no idea how much you inspired me that day. I don't think the Real Level Up team knows how much you guys inspired me, period. From that day and going forward. Let's dig into some more of your bio. So I read something interesting. Your books are in the Gwinnett County Library?
Yeah, I think I submitted the first two books. You have to, as being a local author, you have to submit them they review them, and if they decide that they want to add it to the books in the library, they do, and they went ahead and put those first 2 books in the Gwinnett County Library.
And how was that? Like, what type of response did that also give you?
That just kind of let me know that I really haven't received anything back from anybody that's read the books. Those reviews have come through Amazon, but I know that the books being in the library, I know somebody had to pick up the book and read it. So that's my whole thing. If they picked it up and read it, maybe it's something that I'm not aware of, that they may have been influenced. Maybe one day I'll find out how that influence happened. I'm just putting it out into the atmosphere and the things that I come back. And that's kind of how the real level up, because now they can see who I am, know who I am, and know that these are the things that I'm doing, because we have quite a following for the show. So I've got people that I may not know, and I've got people that, based on this platform, that know who I am.
Yeah, because I know that, when I first came onto the show, the platform was a little different. You guys were on, what was that, Mix 106?
Yep.
And then you guys were doing like a live broadcast on Facebook. And, how things have evolved. It's, how has that been for you with COVID? How did that affect the things that you did to promote your books? How did COVID affect that?
It really kind of didn't affect it, because most of the things that I do is on social media, and social media was still going on during COVID, because remember, we were sheltered. So what I was doing during COVID, basically, I had quite a few interviews with different people that saw me on social media that said, hey, we're looking for people to interview. So I went ahead, put my bio out there, and I think I did, 4 or 5 maybe interviews over the time of COVID. Some of the recordings I saved, some of them are out on YouTube. I've reshared them when I did the interview, and sometimes when they pop up, I've reshared them as well. And between the time where COVID was and even after COVID, I've been, as you can see from my bio, I've done some anthologies. The latest one, I do have a copy of that book. I saw something on social media. This person was looking for poets that live in the state of Georgia. And what each poet had to do was to submit a poem. They reviewed them. And in this book, it's called Georgia Bards. And you could find it on social media. And my poem, Nothing is Hidden, is part of this collection. There were about maybe 30 or 40 poets that are all in the state of Georgia. And my poem is one of the poems with this anthology. And that's not the only anthology I've done. I've done about 2 or 3 anthologies where I've submitted my work. Whoever's reviewing it, you know what? This is pretty good. So we're going to include it. And you probably read as well, my book, my 3rd book, Life Between the Words, is an International Impact Award winner. I had to submit the manuscript. They reviewed it and made the decision that my book was worthy of an award. So not only a poet, I'm an award-winning poet. So let's put that out there as well.
That was the next thing I was going to segue into. So tell us about what inspired you to submit your works, and tell us what that felt like when you found out you won.
Submitting my work, I mean, I'm a pretty extroverted person, as you know, Kelly. So for me to submit my work, and remember, some of the work that I've submitted lately have been from more, as I kept writing, they call what you've heard of, find your writing voice. So in other words, my poetry from the 1st book to the 3rd book, my voice is very clear in my head. I know how I write, I know my style. And I've been told when I interviewed with a radio station, they said, well, Nolan, we've read your poetry and you're like a philosophical poet. when we read your poetry, it causes us to think about what you're writing about and what you're writing to. So I just took that and went with that. Some poems move with imagery. Some poems move with, but because I'm a believer, I guess God gifted me with writing my poem in that way to get people to think about what they're doing, how their lives are, to understand that there has to be something bigger and beyond themselves as opposed to just living your life, going through your day-to-day routine, and after you pass, there's nothing else. As believers, we know that that's not the case. So a lot of my writings and my experience speak to my spiritual part. And that's the part that I think that God has gifted me with, to speak to that, to get people, maybe somebody will read it and has been on the fence about, well, is God real? Is he really somebody that I can talk to? Maybe one of my poems can speak to their situation, their experience, or their circumstance to say, wow, his words really touch me in a way that I want to look further to that experience. Maybe I can experience that. That's kind of where my writing goes without me really directing in that way, because I just followed his direction. I didn't think in my mind, oh, I'm gonna be this type of poet, I'm gonna write this type of way, and I'm gonna reach these type of people. That's not how it worked. The words came, he walked me through how to present them, and the way they go out is based up to his glory, not mine.
So let's talk about your latest work. And basically you published that one a little different. Tell us about your latest work, Mr. Scribe. We'd love to hear about it.
The latest work came about, I had poetry, we're in 2025. I had poems in 2023 that I wanted to publish in 2024. Didn't happen. Just couldn't find the right avenue or the right publishing company to do the book, so I shelved them. I kept writing and adding to the collection. I would just get on my laptop, create a new poem, and just put it with the collection. We do something at Lakewood Church of Hope called Administer Justice, which was one of the commercials that you saw. And we had a client that had an issue that came in. As we were having a conversation, her name is Jamila Thomas. We were talking in reference, and I was just sharing my faith and encouraging her with her situation. And I shared that I write poetry. And she said, oh, that's funny because I have a publishing company. So from there, she had me send her my manuscript. So I put all the poems together in a document, send them off to her. And she said, okay, we can get started. I took a leap of faith, because she sent me what her prices are for each step that we were gonna go through. So I just stepped out and said, you know what? God blessed me with the funds to be able to do it. So that's why I know that it was divine, this whole process. So we started in February, and Kelli, an audience, when she calls it developmental editing, where she goes through all my pieces and gives me recommendations. It was this day when she responded back to me. She went through each of my poems. Not only she went through each of them, she categorized, which I didn't see, she categorized each poem in a different section, with each section has a theme with an introduction. So in other words, before you even read the poem, you know what the themes of the poems are in that section. You also know an introduction, my words introducing you to my work. That's what makes this process totally different from my other process. And I'm really proud of the process that we went through. She pulled out of me, as my other books, they were simply edited. They just went through it, any grammatical errors, things like that. She dug in and said, this particular piece is going to impact people, but here's how we're going to work on it to get it to really impact. So she made me a better poet. So that's the difference between this book and all the rest.
Wow. I'm glad I asked that question, that was something very important. We had a comment by Becca earlier. It says, Nolan, with my CHH songs, God will sometimes give me the beat first, and sometimes the words come first. And she says, what happens with you? So do you like
A similar process. At times, I'll get a title. Like right now, I have a title, but the words haven't come yet. The title of the poem is going to be Prophecy, but the words, I don't have the words yet, but he's going to give me the words to put with that title. Other times, the poem is there and I don't have a title. The title comes after. So it can come in either order. Title first, then the poem, or the poem, then the title. So it's very similar to what Becca's talking about when she does a song, when she does a CHH song. So it's a similar process.
And we want to recognize Becca. Hey, Becca, what's going on, girl? Look, so my process with Becca is like Kim's process. Kim, you know I'm going to get you because you came to Atlanta. You did not say anything, and I totally missed you. I missed you because I made some of the sweet potato salad, and I could have given you a sample, but you know what? I've been in South Carolina twice, and I was not able to catch up with Becca. So I told her that the next time I go to South Carolina, I'm going to stop by her place first before I do anything else. That way I won't miss her. Because I don't know how far my cousin stays from her, but I've missed her twice.
She'll love that for sure.
I know. And so, you know, she is another part of the Level Up Nation family. We love Becca. We also want to thank everybody else who has jumped in and has made comments and everything. We are the real Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. And we are actually interviewing one of the hosts of the show. How about that? I was able to grab a Bible verse and everything today. So it's just an honor to sit here with you today, Nolan. For everybody who does not know, I also host a show that is called Food for Talk. And what we focus on talking about whatever the health awareness for that particular month is. And the dish that I feature and I cook live is a low carb meal idea that is featured in Numbers Volume 1 or Numbers Volume 2. My premiere show was very, very special because Mr. Scribe was my co-host. I want to tell you thank you so much for that, Mr. Scribe. I was nervous, very nervous. You made the process a lot better. What type of advice would you give to someone who is trying to find their niche?
If you write, depending on what type of items you write, I deal with mostly getting with poets or just writers in general. But a lot of poets have written a lot of pieces, but they haven't shared it. The thing with poetry, like if you're writing fiction, you're creating a story that you want to write, whether it be a spy story, science fiction, whatever. Poetry is very personal. So when you write a poem, a little bit of you is going to be in it. So that's why a lot of people are reluctant to share their poetry because that's the way they deal with things. If they're in pain, a lot of times they'll write poetic. It may not be structured poetry, but it's just that they're writing out their feelings, but it's kind of in a poetic way. And that's very personal because when you put your stuff out there, people are going to know a part of who Mr. Scribe is if you read my work somewhere sprinkled in to those different poems. You're going to learn about me, because any piece that I've written, out of all the poems that I've written, if you ask me maybe not where I was, but what state of mind was I in, or where I was in my life when I wrote this, I can tell you. So it's really personal. So a lot of people that write don't share. They'll tell you that I've been writing for years, but well, you think about writing a book? Oh, no, I can't share it. But if God gives you the courage to do it, then you're sitting on your gift. And the thing about sitting on your gift, we know the parable of the talents, where he gave the one talent, and what did the person do? They went and buried it. So when they buried it, when they went back to their master, the master said, oh, you went and buried it? And they made some type of excuse why they did it. He said, I'm gonna take that one from you and give it to the person with the 10, because they utilize that. If you know that you have something to say, whether it's in a biography, a story that needs to be told, God will let you know if you need to tell it. So I would say, especially people of faith. Now, we know that there's people that watch and listen that may not have that belief, and they just want to put it out there for monetary purposes or to shock people, and those books sell. People in the world, if you're worldly, those are the things you gravitate to. And I know that some of the things that I write about, a lot of people won't be interested in, because if I'm writing about faith, trust, and those type of things, oh, he's being preachy, or he's writing about those type of things that I'm not really interested, that's fine, because I'm writing for a specific person, and my poetry may move that person to make a decision. And if that's the case, I've done what I'm supposed to do with the gift that God has given me. Because if you don't use it, he can take that gift away. Just like what you're doing, Kelly. You had an experience you shared it, testimony on our shows that led you to doing what you're doing. Now, you could have just sat back and created your own recipes and just used them for you. Oh, I'm going to let my family taste these, and I'm going to take these to my hometown, let folks, and just kept it there. But you said, no, there's a lot of people that's in my situation, and let me share that. And you got a good response. Wow, Kelly, I never knew that you could do this or make this within what I have to have, because after I was diagnosed, all these things was taken off the table that I couldn't. So, and by the way, your theme song, every time I hear it, it makes me close my eyes and start dreaming, because I know who that theme song gets me every single time. But that just shows you, and being a creative, our minds work in a different way. When things happen to us, we don't see it the way other people do. It does something different to us being a creative. Becca can speak to that. The other people in our audience that are CHH artists, things hit them differently when something happens to them. So that's all I can speak to that if you know that there's something that you desire to do, don't sit on it. Yes, there's fear, but what do we always say? Faith over fear.
Exactly. And guess what, Mr. Scribe? We're at our last break. This show has been so fun.
What I would like to do, Kelly, we're going to take our next break. For the next break, I would love to read just one piece from my new book.
Please do. We will be right back with Mr. Scribe.
For all my people at the barbecues, backyard parties, it's your boy Tony G on the radio. You know what time it is. Let's go.
It's a party tonight. Vibing with my people, bring the party to life. Hands up in the sky, we start the party off right. We in the place, early birds, we ain't tardy tonight. Nah, In a trance as the beat in our eardrums. Got the moves in my feet, bro, and then some. Gonna lose plenty sleep, only live once. Up all night, man, we live, fam, no kids stunts. Karaoke session going live. On the mic, spitting favorite vibes. Reminisce about them older times. Bringing back them old school written rhymes. Celebration lit, and you know it's real. Got the neighbors joining us, addicted to the party thrill. Jumping off the roof in the atmosphere, we hardly chill. Yeah, we going hard in the place like an army drill. In the ranch with the dogs pouring. Cause a party ain't official with no George Foreman. Everybody on the dance floor feeling good. Cause we living for the moment, we ain't living hood. Soul Train line getting in a groove here. It's a bash for the old and the new years. Even kids got the moves to the tunes. Cheers. Here's a toast to the good life with no fears. What a glorious sign to be in the very presence of my peers in their prime. Elders, the adolescents with no tears in their mind. We looking up, all the other worries behind. Thought I told you, it's a party tonight. So I chose to bring the party to light. Driving back to the crib, no Bacardi and Sprite. Cause we drunk off the spirit of the laughter and hype, yeah.
No, you devote your heart to following the Lord, no matter what the cost.
He hasn't had a good man in the home to be a role model. No matter how much I do, it's hard for a woman to call out the man in her son.
Isaiah, welcome to the Forge.
I am thrilled to present you Journey to the Poetic Light, a heartfelt collection of poems that unravels the intimate and profound moments of life through the lens of poetry. This book is a beacon for those seeking silence, inspiration, and a glimpse into the kaleidoscope of human emotions. Journey to the Poetic Light invites you to wander through a landscape of emotions where each poem is crafted to guide you to enlightenment, reflection, and inner peace.
Stop letting food be the center of your universe. Stop letting it control you. Stop making it the center of your world. When you start putting it in the center and always do things based on food, like you're only going to travel certain places based on food, you're only going to eat this because you're emotional, or you're not going to eat this because you had a bad day at work, whatever it is, stop making it the center of your universe. When you do that, it's going to be harder to break that habit, and it's going to be harder to stay consistent with good foods, healthy foods, whatever, because you're associating certain foods with certain activities in your life. Stop that.
Yo, here we go. Intro for my show. Nice though, hot like nitro. Cool as ice though. With that type of dichotomy, y'all know it's gotta be. Who else could it be but T? Rub your eyes, behold the Tony D. I'm the Dream Supreme DJ straight out of Queens. I'm eclectic, the dope is selected. Emerging music break, Tony D will take, yeah.
Well, Tony, I don't care, long as you take me there, someplace to ease my mind.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.
My name is Malika of Shared Demands Organizing. Level up each and every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Don't touch that dial.
Hey, this is your girl, Joanna Hill McGill, Walmart's first Next Gospel Superstar winner. I need you to level up.
Hey, this is Bill Jolly at BillJolly.com, and come on, y'all, level up with me and Angee from the B every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. See you there.
Well, hello, everyone, and we are back with Real Level Up, the Real Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. So before we get back into our scheduled programming, I wanted to take the time to recognize our lineup of shows here on the Real Level Up Nation. So we started out the day with Dr. Kyrie Listens, and now you are watching the Real Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. Now, on every second or third Sunday of the month, you'll have my show, which is Food for Talk, where we take on health one number at a time. Then after my show, we have the new artist profile featuring Tony D. And in fact, Tony D was the artist during our break. And then after Tony D, we have CHH with Kim and Birdie. You don't want to miss that show either, because Christian hip hop is something that I didn't even know about, and some of the artists will definitely blow your mind. So please check out Kim and Birdie. And then we finish out the lineup with Pat Nash, and Pat Nash really digs into our relationship turmoil during our show. So we want to take the time to recognize the entire lineup for the Level Up Nation. And Becca, first of all, Nolan,
I have an announcement.
I was on punishment.
Yep, but I have an announcement, Kelly. I have an announcement.
Okay.
Remember, I put out the challenge to the first person that reached out to me on social media will get an autographed copy of my book, and the winner is Becca.
All right,
So Becca, what I need for you to do is you reached out to me on Facebook and you said, "Hey, Mr. Scribe." So that's the beautiful thing. So what you need to do is put on Facebook, or you can text me, whichever way you need to, your home address, and I will make sure that I put a book in the mail and send off to you, and it will be autographed with words specifically for you.
So Becca, look, we love Becca. You know, first of all, Rebecca Outlaw, you're an amazing person. We love you. We love everything that you have helped us do. So, you know, big shout out to you, and you deserve that book. You really do. You deserve it. But
and Kelly, not to cut you off, she's also the person that got Mr. Scribe trademarked.
Very important. Very important. Hey, numbers. I'm gonna have to take my books and stuff offline because I now have a trademark for numbers, and I'm also working on another trademark. So yes, definitely she is totally rocking it. And she is a very, very, very important part of the Real Level Up Nation. And we just want to thank her, and we want to tell her how much we love and appreciate her. And speaking of sending out love, um, before we get into your poetry, because we want to hear it, um, we want to put this out there. So the month of July has been very brutal to the Level Up Nation family. We do want to send our love and our condolences to Angee from the B, who has suffered a loss. She suffered the loss of her mom. We want you to know, Angee, how much we love you, and we want you to take as much time as you need to regroup and refresh, and stop getting into the business. Taz is doing an amazing job. Thank you
Yes,
so
he
much,
is.
nephew.
Thank you, Taz.
Yes, we also want to recognize Birdie. Birdie, we want to send our love and our condolences to you with the loss of your nephew. I believe his life was lost to a car crash, something sudden. So we send our heartfelt condolences out to you. I myself suffered a loss in my family, lost my cousin all of a sudden. So I would love to send my love and everything to my family in Oklahoma. Just, not, the next moment isn't promised to us. So while we can, let's just send love to each other. Just send it. You don't have to have a reason to. Just send your love, because you don't know when anything is going to happen. So we at the Level Up Nation, we just want to send our love out to everyone. And so moving on from our condolences, we do want to get into this poetry, because just like Becca said, poetry is like a diary. Poetry, it comes from the heart. So, Mr. Scribe, what you have for us?
Glad you asked. I'm going to. This was a piece that, like I said, I had on the shelf, but it needed to be in the book. And check out the name, Kelly, and our listening and viewing audience. The name of the poem is Level Up. The name of the piece is Level Up, and I'll begin to read it. Birth from conversation to uplift and empower. No more standing still. Time to move, to rise, to level up. Guided by the Holy Spirit through technology to glorify and praise, to honor and serve. Rising to lift others, inviting them to join us, offering a glimpse into who our Father is. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories. This is Level Up. Stepping out on faith, believing in something greater, touching beyond the physical into the spirit. On a platform that is global, embracing the message of the whole person, raising the need of the masses, meeting them where they are. The weight of doubt will hold you back. You were never meant to stay small. Understanding we are the same. Go higher, be better. The world is waiting for Level Up Nation. Real talk to take you higher.
Boy, Mr. Scribe, you got me emotional. That was beautiful. I have a suggestion for you. That should be what people see when the show comes on. So I would like to challenge Angee, and I would like to challenge her hubby, I don't know. Like, you should be able to put some music to that, right?
It should be able to be work. We know who's in charge, and we know he can make it happen. I will be honored to use those words and to work with Angee, Torrance, or whoever needs to be involved to bring that to life. I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, I mean that touched me. I'm sorry. I kind of got emotional hearing that because, it's a poem about this platform, period. And what an amazing honor to honor this platform with something original from you, Mr. Scribe. Where you been?
It came to me doing the different shows that I've been involved with, the different guests that we've had on, and the words I knew the name of the poem was going to be Level Up, and the words just came. The words just flowed, and I'm happy and honored that I was able to share with our watching and listening audience today.
Wow, that was absolutely amazing. Let's go back to your bio, because I know this is the final part of the show, and this show has honestly gone so fast. I don't even know where all the time went. Even with the little blip that we had,
exactly.
with my power going out, the show has gone so fast. So there are other platforms that your poetry is on or featured on. Can you tell us about some of the platforms?
My poetry, well, I have my website, nolanphollowayjr.com. So for the first 3 books, if anyone wants to order those, they can go directly to my website and click on the link, and it'll take them for that. The 4th book, because I had it published through Never Stop Writing, you have to contact me because I have physical copies of the books, or I can contact the publisher to have the books mailed to you. But my inventory that I have will be personally autographed by me. So you can find me on Facebook. Just put my name in. You can find me posting my pieces on. I have a page called Bible Mr. Scribe where I post my poems. I'm a member of many different poetry groups, and I do sometimes post my pieces. But anybody that's connected to me on social media, just get at me. Just say, hey, Mr. Scribe, do you have a poem that you could send me, or can you share something? I'll be more than happy to have that interaction with our listening and watching audience here with Level Up Nation. Because anybody that listens or tunes in, y'all part of the nation. We have our shows, but our listeners and watchers, you guys are also part of Level Up Nation because you're the ones that we speak to, and you're the ones that we want to touch and encourage and inspire.
Have you written a poem for your wife? Linda, has he written a poem for you? We want to hear.
I have poems that I could read that would speak directly to her. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
And while we're doing that, I was going through like a list that you had in your bio, Swagger magazine and Downtown Hot Radio. Like your works have been featured on a lot of platforms.
Yes, the Swag was a magazine article about my work, and then the other one that you just mentioned was a interview like this one. He has his own radio station. He's a celebrity photographer, and he had me on his show, and I was able to share some of my work on his show. And I found the poem, so I know we're at our last break. We have a few minutes left, but this would be a piece that would be for Linda. Even though I wrote it before I met her, it still works, y'all. Still works. The name of this poem is called Season of Beloved. Exhale, the time is now. Alone, waiting to the season to finally arrive, shedding the stiffness of winter to hug and kiss the sun. She is the warmth and the brightness that melts and vanquishes the cold. Feeling her embrace like the cool evening breeze, soothing and refreshing to my soul. Curves as clouds riding the horizon of sunset, undulating across the sky. Smiles from a countenance beaming as the full moon on a wonderful summer night. This is the season of beloved. Weathered storms of others who wanted to break my spirit, said that I would never be in the season of happiness, prophesied doom and destruction of my world. Sowing the seeds of faith and patience prepared me to receive her. I pray that this season lasts for the harvest of my love and life, for I am now reaping in the season of beloved. Yes, very barely though, but I saw the comment. Linda had made a comment that when I met her, I read her that poem. Okay, she still went out again, but that was a poem that I shared when I met Linda. I had written a poem before I met her, but this piece was kind of right in line to where I was at that particular time. So very special to me, very, very special that those words came, and maybe not at that time, but at the time I met her, and you see how it fits. A lot of my poetry can be taken and dropped into different places, and that's the beauty of the gift that I've been given. And I guess we're still waiting to see, the enemy be attacking, but the show must go on, and I'm excited about being connected. I was talking while you was gone, Kelly. Say something. Can you hear me? You still can't? Okay. Okay, she's still having it. Thank you, Becca, for those applause. So I know you already probably sent me your address. So I got to package the book, go to the post office, and make sure that you get it. So you'll be receiving it this week. My hope and prayer is that you enjoy my words. I'll put something autographed there. Whatever he gives me to put on there, I'll share that with you as well. And I'm so happy that you are part of Level Up Nation. How we met, the process that we went to, and then basically connected you with Angee from the B. Now you part of the nation now. And that's a beautiful thing. The nation is growing by leaps and bounds, and that's how it should be. We should be a group of people and I appreciate that as well, Becca. We should be a people that we share who we belong to, and hope that people that listen and watch our show will be encouraged to dig into it further. We're not trying to convert anybody. All we're doing is just sharing our experiences and just trying. I've challenged people before on this platform to, even if you don't believe, my challenge to you would be call out to him. Ask God to reveal himself to you and see what happens. And if I guarantee, and nobody has contacted me back yet, but I'm still waiting for that one person to kind of come back and say, you know what? I reached out. I asked for God to reveal himself to me, and he did. And this is my testimony. I know it's still going to come. I'm just going to wait and be patient and wait on it. So that's pretty much how it goes. I've enjoyed being on the platform, and even regarding the technical difficulties we have, we just pivot. We've had this happen a few times on the Real Level Up, and I know it happens on other shows, but because we know who we serve and who we want to glorify, that's why we're able to pivot, and even with difficulties, we still continue to carry on the show. So I'm just really happy. It is cloud outside, but what do they call clouds? I heard the term liquid sunshine. So even if the day is cloudy, we still got liquid sunshine. And there she is. Kelly, you're back. Say something to see if I can hear you. I still can't. I don't think I can still hear you. Right, Becca. Yeah, the show was completed regardless, mission accomplished, and that's how it should be. I know your thing, Becca, you've had things happen, during your show with your grandsons, and if God is involved, everything works out very smoothly. So I love to say that I've enjoyed the people that have chimed in, made comments. Congratulations again to Becca, who has won a free copy of my first book. I even had somebody reach out to me, Sanita. I don't know if you're on here. Just send me a text message, and I'll get the information to you and get the book to you. Get the book either mailed to you, but since you live so close, I can hand deliver it to you if you want to meet up somewhere. So anybody that's local, get at me. Let me know where you are. We can go, we can meet, maybe chop it up, get something to eat. That'll be a good venue. I'm also hoping to do a local book signing. That's something that I'm looking into as well. So if any of you know of a venue that's reasonable, that's in whatever driving distance of the people that were here, I will have a book tour. That sounds good too. Hopefully somebody will sponsor me and take care of Mr. Scribe with his travel expenses. I might have to do it myself, but that's something I have been planning to do as well. In addition, I know we've got a lot of musical artists. As you've seen all the different commercials, I would love to collab with a CHH artist or artist that works with Tony D to do some type of musical song or whatever and weave my spoken word into that production. I would really enjoy doing that. You back, Kelli?
You can hear me now, right?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know what happened. Like, there's some
happened.
network things going on over here at my house.
The enemy trying to shake things up, trying to do his thing, but the show went on and we still pivot. I was able to share some additional information until the time that you came back. I read the piece. I shared that. Linda said that when we first met, that's the poem I shared with her.
See?
That's probably why we got married.
There you go. There you go. I think you guys are a lovely couple. So, again, when you co-hosted my debut show and, Linda was over there at the house and I just had such an amazing time with you all. So that just really made my day when you guys joined me. So
made my day as well. I enjoyed spending time with you. But one of the best parts for me, Kelli, was that you preparing the food. And because Angee was right there as well, I was able to get my portion without her trying to take some. She'll take it, hoard it. I'm like, Angee, can I get it? No, you can't get nothing. So I'm just glad that I got my own share and I didn't have to worry about Angee trying to div and dab and dip into what you provided to me. So thank you for that. Oh, the comments, Angee, how to purchase my book, you got to get at me. You got to DM me through social media or email me at nolanphollowayjr.scribe.com or reach out to me on social media. I know I'm watching it, right? I'm watching it as well. So that's how they need to get in contact with me. Just reach out. Whichever way you reach out to me, I will definitely be in contact with you. If you're out of state, I can have the book mailed. If you're in state, let's come. I would like to meet you rather than just mailing the book. If you're local, let's meet. And I can actually share some things. If you got a book club, notice there's not a lot of book clubs for poetry, but if you have a book club or at a school, I'll be more than happy to go to a middle school or high school and share my poetry and my experiences. Churches, that's another way that I can share my faith through the gift that God's given me and speak life into, hey, God's given me a gift. I'm utilizing it and to help people. Because like you said, Kelli, everyone has a niche. It's just a matter of them looking and praying to find what it is. And when they do find it, use it. Don't just sit on it and keep it to yourself, because it can be taken away just as easily as it was given.
Yeah, most definitely. So I know that we have about 5 minutes left to basically get the word out. Like, are you doing any speaking engagements? Do you have anything on the books that we can come see you? Tell us about that.
Well, that's good that you brought that up, because tomorrow there is a group. Her name is Touch a Rose, is her stage name. And every first Monday of the month, she does a program at the Stonecrest Library on Klondike Road in Covington. And I missed the last show, but I had mentioned the show before. My book still wasn't finished, but I'm excited about being there tomorrow because I'll be reading from my book tomorrow. She has musicians, poets that she calls onto the stage that share their work. So that's why I'll be tomorrow. If you can make it, I know for some folks it's a distance. It starts at 6:30 to 8, and she'll have different people. There was a gentleman that played the saxophone. There was another young man that danced. There was another young man that played the guitar. So it is tomorrow. I know it's short notice, but she posted after the show. So even if you can't make it, you'll see. I've even shared some of the videos she shot on my social media with me reciting my pieces. So if you can make it out, cool. If you can't, if you can share when that video comes out, because my thing is when we do the show, hit that share button, because this show is going to repeat, and even our other shows, share. That's the way we can get exposed and get out there. Kelly, at any time you post things, I make sure I share it with the people that follow me about your show and whatever thing you got going on. If you put it on social media, I'm sharing it out there. We got to support each other, ladies and gentlemen. We got to purchase each other's work. You know, yes, we do give people with copies, but we're here to do something as well. The monetary thing is something that we're doing because remember, a creative puts his sweat equity into his work. So,
most definitely.
Just like you do your job and your employer compensates you for the work you do, it's kind of the same with us as well. And we love to get reviews. We love people posting their picture with the book. Anything that you can do to support. That's something. You purchased the book, just share a picture or just let people know, wow, I read this book. I really enjoyed it. I think you would enjoy it too. That's what we look forward to. And we do appreciate, trust me, we appreciate the support.
Most definitely. So where can people find you on social media?
You can find me. All you do is type in Nolan P. Holloway Jr. I'm on Facebook, Nolan P. Holloway on X. On Instagram and TikTok, I'm doing a little bit more TikTok now because I want to recite my poems, and TikTok is a good platform to do that. So you can find me on TikTok as well. If you just type in Nolan P. Holloway, you can really find me on all these platforms.
All right. I
try to keep it simple. So
yeah. So we had our first preseason. I know we have a couple of more minutes left. Okay. So before we go, let's do something fun. As you can see, I have on my Atlanta Falcons wear. How about them Giants this year? Come on, let's talk about them Giants this season.
We have a quarterback that's been in the league for a long time. He's probably going to be starting, but we did draft a rookie, Dart, from I can't remember the school he went to, but we did. So I'm looking for, and we drafted a beast on the defensive side. So I'm looking for a better season this year than we had last year. But what would really make my day is if we do better than the Falcons.
And on that note, we want to thank you guys for joining the Real Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host for today, Kelli Hawkins. And of course, Nolan Holloway, Mr. Scribe, is actually, he is the host and I'm the co-host. But we want to thank you for joining us today. And tune in next week. We got more for you. See you later.
I believe in the power, only some recognize. I don't wear a disguise, no. The birds down on me daily, can you see it? It reflects you when you look too deep. Face your truth, you could be set free. Like me, light lives in me. Yeah, light lives here, right here, right here in me. Light lives in me, right here, right here. I know you can see it. I can't hide it no more. My people come out, my people come out, so they can see you, so they can see you, so they can see you, yeah. I know you can see it. I can't hide it no more. My people come out, so they can see you, so they can see you, so they can see you, yeah. People say that I'm changing from who I used to be. I embrace it all, criticizing me secretly, but I hear it. 'Cause I don't wanna be you, I wanna be just like me. 'Cause light lives right here, light lives in me. Yeah, light lives here, right here, right here in me. Light lives in me, right here, right here. I know you can see it, I know you can. I can't hide it no more, no, I can't hide it. My people come out, my people come out, so they can see you, so they can see you, so they can see you, yeah. I know you can see it. I can't hide it no more, no. My people come out, so they can see you, so they can see you, so they can see you. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Light lives right here, right here in me. Light lives in me, right here, right here. I know you can see it, I know you can see it. I don't wanna hide. People come out, my people come out, so they can see you, yeah. No, I don't wanna hide. My people come out, so they can see you, yeah.
For all my people at the barbecues, backyard parties. It's your boy Tony D on the radio. You know what time it is. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a party tonight. Vibing with my people, bring the party to life. Hands up in the sky, we start the party off right. We in the place, early birds, we ain't tardy tonight. Nah. In a trance as the beat in our eardrums. Got the moves in my feet, bro, and then some. Gonna lose plenty sleep, only live once. Up all night, man, we lit, fam, no kids stuns. Karaoke session going live. On the mic, spitting favorite vibes.
Hi, my name is Kelli Bryant, and I am the face of a type 2 diabetic.
I am also the author of a book series called Numbers that is available on Amazon. Numbers is about how I used a low-carb diet lifestyle to get my numbers into non-diabetic range. I am living proof that it is possible to go from a 16.6 A1C to a 5.2. So let's kick type 2 diabetes one number at a time.
And I want to speak to you a little bit about dreams, about hope, about maybe giving up or wondering why you haven't moved forward. Someone asked me, how did you get here to be a relationship coach? It actually came out of a need for myself and what I observed looking around after I asked myself a couple of questions. Why was I not doing the things that I wanted to do? Why had I gone through divorce? I realized I was not the only one. You see, there's a lot of us who stopped hoping, who stopped dreaming, who stopped chasing our dreams or going after our dreams because we don't have to chase anything. When we look internally and figure out what it is that's holding us back, the sky's the limit and you don't have to chase anything. You attract it.
Hey, this is Nolan P. Holloway Jr., aka Mr. Scribe, and here's my new collection of poetry, my fourth book, Rhythm Reflections, Echo from the Soul. Now, to get a copy of this book, you can email me at nholloway.scribe@gmail.com or DM me on social media. Never Stop Writing was my publisher. She does excellent work. See Dr. J. Get at me. Peace.
My name is Malika of Shared Demands Organizing. Level up each and every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Don't touch that dial.
Hey, this is your girl, Joanna Hill McGill, Walmart's first Next Gospel Superstar winner. I need you to level up.
Hey, this is Bill Jolly at BillJolly.com, and come on, y'all, level up with me and Angee from the B every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. See you there.